Just like that, round 2 is finished. Yeah, so no game 7s. Vegas tonight. You know, the interesting thing is, the shots will tell you that Colorado outplayed Vegas. What happens, though, is that every time Vegas gets an opportunity, it just felt like it was a really good one. And one thing that I think Joe Sakic needs to look at in the offseason is getting that veteran anchor on the blue line. And he should remember from the Colorado Avalanche teams that were successful when they first got to Denver, they always had that veteran blue line presence out there. And it feels like they lack that one defenseman who's going to settle everything down on the back end. Because, man, when things went bad, they went bad quickly, and they ended up in the back of Colorado's net. So Brown was out and Reeves is in. And I know there are people who don't like Reeves being in the lineup and would rather that DeBoer doesn't play him, but didn't have any adverse effects tonight. No points in 3 games for McKinnon. He remedies that immediately. The earliest goal that's been scored by a player for the Avalanche or the Nordiques in this team's history. Taves from McKinnon at 23 seconds. First shot, top far corner. No chance for Fleury, or was there? You can decide whether he was too deep in the net or what it was, but Colorado scores right away. Landeskog then hit the net from a bad angle. Holden had a shot that was blocked, and then Holden scores on the next one. From Smith and Roy, and that's at 1 minute and 15 seconds. Like, that's a lot. I knew right away. I thought this could be a really crazy game. And that one was from the point, goes through Grubauer. It's not a great goal. So Grubauer did not have his best game tonight. They really needed the Grubauer from game 2 that stole one from Vegas, and just wasn't there. Now, it's not all on Grubauer. Clearly, the defense in front of him had a lot of missteps, and their passes, they just couldn't get those passes through. But again, you need that stealing game that he just didn't have there. Tuck then had a fast break that was saved, and it felt like this was going to be a game without defense. Martinez was denied on another fast break. Roy then had a wraparound try that was saved. Momentum had definitely shifted to Vegas. McKinnon's denied, fast breaks both ways. Martinez then hits a post. So this, it felt like, could get really ugly really early in favor of Vegas. Stevenson had a shot go wide, and then there was some leave my goalie alone that broke out at the Vegas net. Which was, I'm going to touch your goalie. And you're not touching our goalie. Just dead. Better not leave our goalie alone. I touched him again. Knock it off. So there was a lot of that. I've raised kids. I know how this works. Stone was causing turnovers. Could put that on every single board of every single Vegas game I've done all year. I'm pretty sure I've put that on the board every time Vegas plays regular season, postseason. Holden then fires one wide. So he had the goal, but he had other opportunities that just missed. Pacioretty was then denied. Makar had a blast that was blocked. The Avs were passing and just a little off in that passing. So just off, and Landeskog not quite receiving passes, and just a little bit off, and that's all it takes often in games like this. Graves was then dogging it to try to get an icing call, and I put that on the board because the referee waves it off, but I've honestly been kind of surprised at how often this happens in a game, where you'll see a defenseman going back, and to make sure that puck crosses the goal line to get the icing, he skates like he's skating in pudding. And a lot of the time they blow the whistle for icing, and I'm like, really? Seriously? He wasn't trying that hard. So at least in that case, Graves was called out on it because, definitely dogging it. The shots were 9-6, though, in favor of Colorado at the half, which I didn't think told the whole story. It really felt to me like Vegas was getting a lot of control in this. Both goalies were good after the early goals. There's a press by the Avs with 7 minutes left. Vegas with the shot blocks. And then it goes the other way. And Carlson from Martinez at 15:06. Now, when Carlson scores in Vegas, they tend to do pretty well. There's 5 straight home wins when he scores a goal. And it was on a turnover from Girard. And this is a young blue line. Colorado's going to be fine. Like Colorado next year, they're still going to be a powerhouse. They're still going to be one of the best teams in the league. Teams do not just make the playoffs and win the Stanley Cup. Teams go through these growing pains. It happens. How many years did Tampa go through where they were banging their heads against the brick wall before they finally broke through and won a Stanley Cup last year? I really think Colorado, with the right additions and the right moves, can absolutely get themselves a cup. Great pass by Martinez over to Carlson, and Carlson buries it. Jost then tries to answer. Fleury makes the save. Rantanen in close. Shot was blocked. Quality chances definitely, in my eyes, favored Vegas to this stage. Fleury saves it if he can see it. That's really the whole key here. Can he see it? And he's going to save it. And it felt like Vegas was going to end this. It's only 2-1 after the first period. There was some jersey tugging at the horn. I don't like your jersey. Well, I don't like your jersey. That kind of stuff going on. But after the first, it just felt like this was inevitable. That Vegas is Thanos, and everybody on Colorado was Vision. So early Nichushkin chance was blocked in the second. Man, Nichushkin needs to take the highlight reel from this game and use that on his resume going forward. He was great tonight. The Avs press at 2 minutes. Was a delay of game? Yes, the Avs get a power play. So there was some debate because Vegas was arguing that it wasn't straight out, but it was straight out. White Cloud's clear, then just hits the glass while he's penalty killing. And good thing, because that would have made it a 5-on-3 for 1 minute and 20 seconds. So that would have been kind of tough. Shorthanded chance for Carlson. And then it's Rantanen on the power play. From McKinnon and Landeskog at 3:47, and that ties it up. And that's the only power play Colorado had tonight. The Avs seemed more confident after they tied it. Girard had a shot that was stopped. Vegas clears it out. And Landeskog cannot bury one. It feels like I've been saying this the entire series. Landeskog, opportunities, 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 and no, he just can't quite get that goal. Kolasar and O'Connor then had a pull my finger argument or contest. They're arguing with one another, so I figured that's probably what it was. You pull my finger. I'm not pulling your finger. You pull mine. I don't think so, pal. So yeah, the Avs with a 3-on-1. Somebody needs to get all this footage and just dub that in there. Those need to be videos on the internet, right? I'm not doing it. The Avs then get a 3-on-1. Fleury stops a McKinnon shot. Roy misses one wide for Vegas. Pressure by Vegas. Nichushkin then steals the puck, goes the other way, and the Avs get some pressure as well. Great period for Nichushkin, as I said. The shots were 7-1 for the Avalanche at the half. The tie game, they seem to have some momentum. There were back-to-back icings for Vegas at this stage. Tuck then drilled McKinnon. Alex Tuck tonight, clearly him and Ryan Reeves may have had a bet. I have no way of knowing this, but Reeves is probably like, hey, I bet you can't throw a hit like I can. Bet you I can. So yeah, Tuck drills McKinnon. Vegas then makes a push. The Frosted Flakes commercial came on during the next commercial break. The one thing I've never understood, I don't know if I've mentioned this in the video, but it's the one with the Selly commercial with the bowl of Frosted Flakes. It's the dumbest commercial in history. And why are there 2 downvotes? They show like this fake YouTube interface, and there's 2 downvotes. Why do they have 2? Why? And you see this in movies too, that they'll show like a video. Why do they put in simulated downvotes? It's so weird. It's like there's 2 guys on the set that are like, I think this commercial is stupid. Can you put a couple of downvotes in there? Sure. So it just it's an aside. We'll leave it there. Let me know your thoughts. And it just, anyways. Then Tuck drills Nichushkin. So Tuck and Nichushkin having a one-up on one another. And then Kolasar, he gets his first from Pietrangelo and Theodore at 14:27. Absolutely perfect deflection by Kolasar. No chance for Grubauer on that one. Grubauer then kicked out a save as Vegas was looking for more. However, at 16:52, Burakovsky answers from Belmar and Makar. Now, in 14 elimination games, that's 10 goals for Burakovsky. That's an excellent record. He will not get a chance for that 15th elimination game, though, to improve that record further. Fleury then stops the Taves chance. Marchessault flips one through the crease. Fleury was almost caught out of the net. And then at 19:42, 18 seconds left. This time it's Vegas that gets the goal near the end of the period. It's Pietrangelo from Tuck. So great period for Tuck and Pietrangelo with the goal. And it was a Nemeth turnover as Girard exits the zone. So Nemeth turns it over. Girard's not back. That leaves you in a situation where Pietrangelo is going to come forward because why not? No defenseman playing defense on this play at all. But it's fine if you're Vegas because Pietrangelo scores. So it's all fine. And then at the horn we get your face is stupid. Breaks out between the 2 teams. They're arguing over whose face is stupid. But after 2 periods, it is 4-3 in favor of Vegas. And it really, again, it felt like this was just going to happen. That it just, every time Vegas gets a good opportunity, it's in the net. And for Colorado, they're fighting and they're fighting. And I think the best example of them fighting and trying to get through this was the 3rd period. Crawford and Nichushkin, that's defended. Vegas then gets a Carlson shot. That was saved. The Avs had a 3-on-2, which misfired. Landeskog fires one wide. Gabriel Landeskog, if you just threw a dime in a jar every time he misses a shot or one just goes wide, or in this series, I think you'd be pretty rich. Although if you're using your own dimes, you're not any richer because it's your own money. So, yeah. Fans then tried to call a penalty that led to the "ref, you suck" chant going on. Fleury then robs Nichushkin twice as the Avs press for the tie. The surrender/rally towels wave. I'm aware they're rally towels, but again, as a 1982 Canucks fan, they're kind of surrender towels as well. So I've done videos on that. They were originally surrender towels, so I'm glad they're rally towels for everybody else. Makar then fires one high. The Avs playing some really desperate hockey here. Carrier then had a net drive that was saved. Compher had a chance that was denied. Fleury standing on his head in that third period. He earned his money in that third period. Shots are 6-2 for the Avs at the half. So at the halfway mark of the second period, it was 7-1 Avs for the shots. Halfway through the third period, it's 6-2 in shots for the Avs. But Makar with a turnover. Holden, he had a chance that was blocked. And then at 11:46, it's Carrier. He scores from Theodore and McNabb to make it 5-3. And it was another absolutely perfect tip by Carrier off of just a bounce. Bounces over to Carrier. He puts it in the back of the net. There's no way Grubauer could have figured that out. No chance for him on that one. Vegas then goes to the power play. During the power play, there's a shorthanded chance for Nichushkin just as it expires. The Avs did kill it off. One shot against them during that power play. Rantanen then misses high. They pull the goalie with 3 minutes and 30 seconds left, and Pacioretty buries it. Really puts it out of reach from Martinez and Pietrangelo at 16:50. Makes the score 6-3, and Fleury, Marc-Andre Fleury, looked at that empty net and took a shot at it. It stopped at center ice, but I saw that, and he was going for the empty net goal. Vegas moves on. They will stay home. Their series against Montreal starts on Monday. So the Montreal Canadiens pack up their stuff and go to Vegas. I'm so jealous of Montreal. I miss Vegas so much. That is a city that I miss the Strip. I miss the malls. I miss the M&M store. I miss all of it. So yeah, whenever Vegas is playing and they show the Strip, it's just the two words that my wife and I say every time. Oh, Vegas. So yeah, and they move on. Colorado outshot them in every period. 12-10 in the first, 10-6 in the second, 11-7 in the third. Final shots 33-23 for Colorado. Power plays 1-for-1 for Colorado, 0-for-1 for Vegas. They really let them play tonight. There were a lot of little things that they could have called a bunch of ticky-tack penalties on both teams. There were times where they could have called matching minors and gone 4-on-4, and they just kind of let them go. Hits were 45-41 in favor of Vegas. The hitting was really, really heavy early in the game, and it felt like it ebbed and flowed. Block shots 28-17 for Vegas. Grubauer saved 17 out of 22. It's a brutal stat line for him, but honestly, I other than the first goal by Holden, he needed to get that. But other than that, yeah, they're all pretty good goals, and the defense in front of him wasn't doing him any favors. Fleury saves 28 out of 31. I didn't think Fleury had a great game. I thought Fleury played kind of a mediocre game by his standards, and they won. So, huge win for Vegas. They move on to the semifinals, and tomorrow we will preview they and the Montreal Canadiens and how that series could go. And there are so many great storylines about that series. I cannot wait. There are a lot of French, Quebec-born players playing for Vegas, and there's that Pacioretty guy who people may know played for a little while in Montreal and was their team captain. So this is going to be a fun series. I feel bad for Avs fans tonight. I feel bad for the Avs too, but you know what? I do think they'll be back. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I'll talk to you again soon.